Yo guys, Codelife here. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you all how to set up your Fortnite audio to sound exactly like Mongraal's Fortnite audio. Quickly though, before we do start guys, I just want to remind you all to firstly like the video if this does improve your Fortnite audio, which I honestly think it will do. And also guys, remember to use someone's creator code in the Fortnite item shop when you do purchase a skin or that brand new battle pass. It can be Mongraal's code, Mongraal, my code, Codelife, or any other creator's code. It's worth doing guys, as it really is a great way to support the creators that you watch. Let's now get back into the video. So if you've watched Mongraal before, you'll have probably noticed that his Fortnite game audio does sound very different to the normal game audio. The normal audio sound of Fortnite does sound rather tinny, and if we compare that to Mongraal's game audio, that sounds a lot more heavier and deeper sounding, which actually makes certain sound elements in Fortnite stand out a lot more than other sound elements. For example, if we take footsteps, these will sound a lot louder and will stand out a lot more over other sound elements such as background noise and gun sounds. I'll get into more of the advantages of this setting a little later in the video, but the way Mongraal has been able to set his game up to sound like this is actually through modifying his audio. Specifically, Mongraal has bass boosted the game sound via an external equalizer program, which I'll be showing you guys how to set this up exactly like Mongraal, as he finally shared the settings that he's using just recently. But before that, I do want to quickly just explain what an equalizer is so that everyone understands what Mongraal himself has modified and what you guys will be modifying as well. So what is an equalizer? Well, it's pretty much just a program that allows you to change the volume of certain sound frequencies. By changing these certain sound frequencies, you're able to make the game sound a lot louder and a lot more quieter in specific places, such as the ones I mentioned before, like footsteps and background noise. You can adjust these to have one louder than the other by changing these frequencies. Doing this can then in turn give you a massive advantage in terms of audio over your opponent. But now that we know what an equalizer is, I'll now show you guys the equalizer program that Mongraal is using himself, along with the exact config that he's got set up for it. After showing you guys this, I will also explain the differences that I found from having this config turned on compared to not having it turned on, aka the default Fortnite sound settings. Be sure to watch till the end for that. So what is the equalizer program that Mongraal is currently using? It's a program called Equalizer APO. It's a free program that anyone watching this video can install for yourselves. All you have to do is simply Google search Equalizer APO and it'll come up. It should be the first link, just the SourceForge one. And when you click on that guys, the site will open and all you have to do is hit that big green button and it'll download. After that's done, you want to then run the program. And guys, by the way, this is allowed, you won't get banned or anything like that. Mongraal himself has been using this program for quite a while now, and I've installed the program for myself and I'll be using it in the future, so there's no need to worry about any of that guys. But once it's finished installing, a configurator will then pop up. In here, I recommend that you guys just tick your default audio device. It'll just say default device in brackets, but if it doesn't show a default device, or if you don't know which one to tick, just tick all of them guys, both in playback and capture, as I don't think it really matters too much if you have these ticked or not, as I'm pretty sure it already specifically chooses the default audio device for you. After doing that, it'll then ask you to restart your PC. I wouldn't restart your PC just yet, I would actually choose to restart it later, as we'll restart the PC after we've set up the config, so just select reboot later. What you want to do now is head back to your desktop and bring up the Windows File Explorer. In the File Explorer, you want to open up the drive that you installed the program onto. For me, that was my C drive. In that drive, you want to go into Program Files, then you want to find the file named Equalizer APO, and you want to open that file. In here, you want to then open the editor.exe. The configuration editor will then appear. For some reason on my recording here, Shadowplay didn't record my cursor, so apologies for that guys, but it doesn't really matter as I'll talk you through the process anyway. So first off, in the first number 1 tab, the pre-amplification one, you want to set the gain of that to 5.80. Then you want to remove the number 2 tab as it's not needed, as we'll be replacing this one with another tab called loudness correction, which loudness correction can be found in the advanced filters. You want to set up this just like mine, so reference level needs to be at 0, reference offset needs to be at 7, and the attenuation needs to be set at 1.0. For the final third tab, the graphic EQ, this is the main important one, guys. For this, I recommend just copying the values that I have on the right hand side. It's much easier doing this than manually trying to drag each of the numbered circles to match mine, as there's like 15 of them in total. Literally all you have to do is copy 1 to 15 all to be exactly like mine, and then once you've done that, you're good to go. That's the exact config that Mongraal himself uses. I would now recommend that you guys restart your PCs. Then after that, I would recommend opening the editor.exe again while you are playing Fortnite, just to make sure that it works properly. Now, I'm not 100% sure if you do need to have the editor and Fortnite open at the same time, but that's what I've been doing, so I'll just do that, to be honest. But yeah, once you've done that, you're now good to jump in game and try it out for yourselves. Remember guys, if you don't like how it sounds, you can always go back into the config editor and change these values for yourself. But if that fails and you still don't like this setting, you can always just uninstall the Equalizer APO and you'll be back to normal. I did say as well before guys in the video that I would show some of you my gameplay from using this config so you could hear how it sounds compared to not using it. So here is the comparison guys. I'll talk about the differences after this little segment. And yeah guys, that was the comparison. Let me know what you guys think of the differences in audio right there. In my opinion, I really like the bass boosted version, as the game just sounds a lot more responsive and more accurate. Like take the footsteps, these sound a lot more meatier and a lot more louder above the rest of the audio elements, which did help me pinpoint enemies a lot easier in game. Along with that, another thing that I noticed is the general sounds of the game just sound a lot more deeper and more bassy, and this is something as I really like, as it just sounds so much more better compared to the regular Fortnite audio. But that's my thoughts on it guys. Like I said, let me know what you think below. I'm considering messing around with the config some more to try and fine tune it a bit more to my liking. I think I'd want to add a little bit more bass, but that's actually something I recommend that you guys try messing around with too. Play around with the values and see if you can find that perfect sound config for you. Obviously this video is about Mongraal's sound config, but that's not to say that you can take Mongraal's sound config as a sort of base and then adjust it to your liking. Not everyone watching this video will have the same headset as Mongraal, so it might make more sense if you guys do go ahead and use his settings as sort of a base and then adjust them to your liking. Something to mention as well from what I figured out when messing around with these frequencies is that if you increase the lows, I found that the footsteps will be louder in game, and if you decrease the highs, I found that the shots and background noise will be quieter. Do test these out for yourselves in game though guys. Like I myself, I'm not that good with audio, but from the testing that I did and what I could hear in game. That's the conclusion that I came to, and honestly I think it is quite accurate. But yeah, that's all I've got for today guys. If you did find this video helpful, then be sure to drop a like on it, and you can also subscribe to my channel as well if you guys are new. Also remember to use someone's creator code in the Fortnite item shop when you do purchase skins or that new battle pass. It can be my code, which is Codelife, Mongraal's code, which is Mongraal, or any other creator's code. The code does reset every 2 weeks guys, so be sure to double check that you've at least got someone's code locked in guys. And yeah, hope to see you all in the next one. Have a good day, thanks for watching, peace.